if it's mutant superpowers fans want to see, there's no need to rely on some fictional, CGI-enhanced Marvel movie. Fortunately, there are very real people with also very real genetically based super abilities all around us. First, let's begin with the fact that mutations do not mean retractable claws, X-ray vision, or the ability to control the weather. In fact, these little genetic hiccups typically result in very minor changes, which, when they aren't deadly, are often invisible. Mutations are the means by which nature adds new variants into the genetic pool. If these traits are advantageous, or at least benign, they are passed along through generations until they become a normal part of the species' grander gene pool. Without mutations, evolution would not be possible. Species could never gain new abilities or attributes. For example, in our species' recent past, around 12,000 years ago, a single human had a mutation that gave him a superpower to drink cow's milk and not get sick, which was then passed to half of the world's population. Now we have cheeseburgers and mozzarella sticks. Scientists believe that every time the human genome duplicates itself, there are about 100 new mutations. They're pretty common and usually insignificant. However, it would stand to reason that within the pantheon of human mutations, some would express themselves in the form of extraordinary superhuman abilities. So go grab some popcorn and eyes here for the top 10 medically verified human abilities resulting from minute changes in genetic code. Or, to put it in a much more interesting way, here are 10 examples of real-life mutant superheroes and their superpowers. Sort of. But before we jump in, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. While you're at it, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. Opening the list at number 10 is Super Endurance. Finnish Olympic skiing champion Eero Mäntyranta may have been the first Finnish sportsman to test positive for hormone doping, but he probably didn't need to since he had genetic super endurance powers. Along with other members of his extended family, Mäntyranta had a condition resulting from a mutation in the erythropoietin receptor gene. This resulted in the ability to carry 50% more oxygen in his bloodstream, a trait that is quite advantageous in an endurance competition. At number 9 is super strength. When you think of genetic disorders, physically frailty might be something you can't imagine. However, there are also genetic disorders that exist on the other side of the bell curve that results in superhuman strength. That seems to be the case with Liam Hoekstra from Michigan. Liam has a rare genetic condition in which his body blocks the protein myostatin, which inhibits muscle growth. Individuals or animals with this deficiency tend to have much larger muscles with little body fat and inherent super strength. While Liam doesn't appear to boast any fantastical car-tossing strength, he is naturally stronger than all of his peers without doing any training. The only downside to his condition is that he must eat more than most in order to keep up with his body. Eating that which should not be eaten takes the number 8 spot on our list of real-life superhero powers. Michael Lotito was a French entertainer known as Monsieur Mange-Tout, or Mr. Eats-All. Throughout his career, Michael consumed all manner of non-consumable objects, like stuff made of glass, rubber, and metal, which he would often accompany by downing mineral oil. One of his most impressive feats was consuming an entire Cessna 150 airplane, which he ate in small bits over the course of 2 years. There were a couple of things going on here. First, Michael appeared to suffer from a condition known as pica, a disorder characterized by the appetite for non-consumable foods like dirt, rocks, and metals. But what makes Michael truly notable is the abnormally thick lining in his stomach and intestines that made it possible for him to eat sharp metal objects and consume toxic substances, which would have killed a lesser person. Crazy appetite. Speaking of eating anything, the ability to eat many hot dogs as possible is our number 7. Competitive eater Takeru Kobayashi attributes some of his unique ability to the fact that his stomach sits far lower than that of an average human, thus giving it more room to expand upwards. When asked about his unnamed digestive condition during a 2012 AMA, Kobayashi said that the stomach condition is true. I have been checked not on a serious level. I have had a camera put down in my stomach before. When they put it inside, just the camera touching the inside of my stomach stretched it, and It surprised the doctors because of the elasticity. Do you know what a real superpower is? Being able to eat all that without gaining weight. Life can be so unfair. Number 6 is hyperphotographic memory. You may have difficulty remembering the exact details of the late 1970s TV sitcom Taxi, but actress Mary Lou Henner sure doesn't, and not just because it was her most notable role, but rather because she has a condition known as hyperthymesia, or the ability to recall every tiny stupid detail from her life going back decades. And by every detail, we mean every detail. Mary Lou is only one of 25 confirmed cases of hyperthymesia, which allows her to pinpoint the smallest details of her life on nearly any given day. She told ABC that rifling through her memory is similar to viewing little videos moving simultaneously. When somebody gives me a date or a year or something, I see all these little movie montages, basically on a time continuum, and I'm scrolling through them and flashing through them. While some scientists theorize hyperthymesia is the result of an obsessive-compulsive need to constantly review, and therefore renew, one's memories, there is also a psychological link in which the temporal lobe and caudate nucleus of the brain are found to be enlarged in the afflicted. Sure is helpful when you need to study for those exams. Ever wonder if a real-life Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four exists? Super flexibility takes the number 5 spot. Even if you don't know of the name Javier Botet, chances are you have seen his work if you're a horror movie fan. Javier was the emaciated creature at the end of the Spanish horror film Record, the titular character in Mama, set in the 2017 remake of The Mummy, and Slender Man in the 2018 movie of the same name. If you've seen the test footage from Mama, while a lot can be done with makeup and CGI, it's no replacement for the spookiness that comes from someone with the ability to bend themselves in ungodly positions. Botet suffers from a genetic condition known as Marfan syndrome, which affects connective tissue throughout the body. People with Marfan tend to be unusually tall, with long limbs and fingers, and have abnormal flexibility. Marfan is a spectrum disease, meaning that severe cases can lead to life-threatening defects in the heart and other organs. However, those with mild symptoms can live normal, full, healthy lives. If you're a workaholic, then this may be useful. At number 3 is no need for sleep. You've always heard that you need 8 hours of sleep a night. And that's good advice for most people. There are some people out there who require far less, and their reason is genetic. University of California, San Francisco researchers conducting genetic tests on sleep test participants located a mother and daughter who share an unusual trait. They both carry an abnormal copy of a gene known as DEC2, which affects the circadian rhythm. The result is that they are short sleepers, who need far less sleep than the average person. This is a genetic disposition that may affect as much as 5% of the population. Earning spot number 2 is leave no fingerprints. Dubbed immigration delay disease, adermatoglyphia is a genetic condition that leaves the afflicted without fingerprints. The trait came to light when a Swiss woman was not able to enter the United States because of her condition. All non-residents are required by law to be fingerprinted. Aside from the frustrations that come with dealing with various local bureaucracies and newer fingerprint tech, this rare condition would certainly be considered a superpower to any would-be criminals. Before we reveal the number 1 real-life superhero, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you always are updated whenever we have new uploads. The number 1 superhero power is disease resistance. The AIDS epidemic ravaged the LGBT, Black, and Latin community throughout the 1980s and the early 90s. But one man managed to never get sick, even as friends and lovers around him fell to the then mysterious ailment. Stephen Crone was found to have a Delta 32 mutation, which protected his CD4 white blood cells from HIV. Due to this small genetic change, which otherwise had no apparent effects, Crone was completely immune to HIV. Within any disease outbreak, a few individuals in a population are always found to be immune for one reason or another. These immunities can often help scientists describe the disease and devise treatments. Well, there you have it, folks. These are just 10 living or previously living proof that superheroes kind of exist. If you have heard of anybody with superhuman skills, Tell us about it in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so we know that you are enjoying our thought-provoking videos just like this. See you in the next video.